It's 6:30, so we're going to start tonight's meeting. As a reminder, this meeting is being recorded by Marshfield Community Media. No longer television, Marshfield Community Media. So first what I'll do is I'll give the floor to Lynn to make an announcement in kind of commemoration for someone who gave a lot of public service to the town.
Yes, I appreciate that. We lost a dear friend and former member of the Zoning Board of Appeals this past weekend, Frank Hubbard, well-respected, well-liked. And we would just like to, as the Select Board in the town of Marshfield, reach out to his family with our condolences. And I'm sure the board feels the same way that I do about his loss. So that's a sad thing for the town of Marshfield. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. All right, Michael, would you like to start with the town administrator's report?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I just want to say that I echo my sentiments. I had the opportunity to work with Mr. Hubbard and extend my condolences to his family. Town administrator's report, weekly meeting with PMA, our project manager on both the DPW and police project, dealing with some bathroom floor adjustments, demo of the old building, photovoltaic adjustments, punch list of things that need to be accomplished at the police department, and finally the landscaping. DPW working on the foundation is complete, underground utilities are complete, sections A and B of the prefab building are on schedule to be delivered on the 24th and 25th of August. Had a meeting with Lara Braid, the chamber, and Chief Tavares on a pocket park location at Library Plaza. The furniture was delivered there, and if you drive by, you'll see under the trees in front of the library, there's beautiful cement furniture and 2 flower urns that are there, and those were supplied by the chamber. We'll have a ribbon cutting later in the summer. And then the Seaport Council meeting in Chatham with Harbor Master DeMayo, picked up a check for some of our dredge prep work that we need to do. Site visit to the dog park with Tom Reynolds, Chairman Darcy, and Casey Lee Bastian, a landscape architect, to finalize the exact location of the dog park at that parcel of land located to the right of the Boys and Girls Club. We had a dog park building committee meeting, and the committee voted to accept the location. We're moving forward with the site plan review by the Stanton Foundation and the project review by the Stanton Foundation. Had a meeting with the town clerk, Maurice Casper, to discuss early voting and location, staffing for the early voting. Had a lunch meeting with Mr. Kilcoyne to review some ongoing projects and issues that we're working on. Weekly meeting with Fred Russell, our facility director, to review projects at the GAR hall. Right now we're working on a few things there. The fire station, looking at their bathrooms, generator being installed at Library Plaza, Amesway School, the last of the schools to have their entranceway redone, and generator project for 4 of the elementary schools. Working on 3 land donations that we'll hear later in the evening at this meeting about 2 in Grant Rock, 1 in Kent Park, and 1 in Bass Creek. Working with our Phyllis Facilities Director, Fred Russell, to illuminate Town Hall in purple for August 31st for International Opiate Awareness Day from 8 to 12 midnight. Working with the town of Norwell to get assistance of their building commissioner to assist us with a special project here in Marshfield. Reviewing step 2 grievance regarding a DPW employee that upon review was denied. Set up cooling centers last week and Monday and Tuesday of this week at the Council on Aging, Library, and Town Hall. Had a meeting with Fire Chief Stimson and Labor Council John Clifford to deal with some labor issues. Meeting with Bill Grafton on Couch Beach Cemetery and its uses. Meeting with Greg Guimont to discuss purchasing affordable housing units presently being sold in town. I had a meeting with Fred Russell, myself, and Stark Cleaning, who was recently awarded our new cleaning contract. We went over the expectations regarding cleaning of Town Hall, the police station, library, and rec department. DPW construction meeting, the OAC meeting, which is owner, architect, and contractor. We talked about the delivery, the storing of the roofing and the siding, and the masons are doing the installation of stonework over the foundation. Participated in a Conservation Commission meeting where we dealt with couch beach restrictions. Participated in the opening of the opiate vigil meeting with Marshfield Facts, Mary Price, to discuss their plans for August 31st. August 31st in the evening, they will have their program. They've decided to go with a night program to make it easier for people to work, to attend. Flags will be installed on August 25th on the town green, and the illumination on Town Hall in purple on the night of the 31st from 8 to midnight. At a finance team meeting where we got updates on collection, benefit update, personnel issues, talked about the warrant opening and closing, early voting, joint meeting on September 20th, and special town meeting on October 17th. Had a meeting with Greg Guimont and Joe Flood Rossi regarding a CRS and PPI brochure that I'm arranging for some funding for. FY24 budget meeting with Dan Bastille, town accountant, and Lisa Clark, our treasurer collector. Phone call with Tom Barry, Norwell Building Commissioner, on an issue. Worked on skate park, getting the skate park cleaned up. Worked on a housing symposium, working on a housing symposium for mid-September. I mentioned this to the board previously. Sponsored by the Select Board, the Housing Partnership and Planning, and working on the State of the Town presentation for early October, prior to the prior to the October special town meeting, and also working on having some trees cut in front of Station 8 that are creating a hazard for people trying to cross the street. That is my town administrator report, Mr. Chairman.
Great, thank you, Michael. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim?
I do not. Thank you.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
No.
All right, great. Michael, then could you go to the vaccination and COVID-19
Yes, I
update?
Absolutely, Mr. Chairman. As of date, we've administered 1,497 vaccines at the Town Hall Clinic. We're averaging 15 to 20 vaccine patients per day that were open, with 8 to 10 vaccine walk-ins daily. We've also started administering last week to the age group 5 to 11, and we had 5 of those show up on Thursday. And we've only been open 37 days, so we're doing pretty good. We're working with the state right now. There's talk about there's going to be a new vaccine out late September that they're looking to get about 80% of the people that have received all their shots to take advantage of this new shot, which will be another booster for COVID as well as a combination flu shot. So that is the update on the clinic.
All right, great. Thank you, Michael. Any questions or comments, Jim?
Just a quick one, Michael.
Yes, sir.
So you said this new shot, I have not heard of that. That's great news. Is that like modified for different new variants? Is that what you're hearing?
Yes. So now that they have an idea, this is what we're being told, now that they have an idea about the various strains that are out there, they have worked to modify the booster shots that they had to make it somewhat of a more complex shot. And they're combining that with the flu shot with the expectation of potentially giving that out to 80% of that 5.4 million people that now have had their boosters and shots in the time frame between September 30th and January 1st. So it's a pretty aggressive schedule if they're looking to do the rollout.
Yeah, I mean
I'll keep everyone updated.
Thank you. They do that every year for the what's the expected strong strain for the flu each season. So I assume that you'll keep us updated if we're going to have a clinic this fall or whatever to dispense those.
That is correct.
Thank you, Michael.
Awesome. Thanks, Jim. Any questions or comments, Lynn?
I just wanted to comment on what a great job the cooling stations, and that has been critical here in the town. So I appreciate your work on that as well.
Thank you.
Yep, that's it.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, our first action item is a discussion and vote on an application for a temporary common vic license for Bees Ice Cream, and that's for the rib cook-off. It seems like all the paperwork is in order. Do you have anything that you wanted to add, Michael?
No, you're correct. Everything's in order, and it's exciting. There's a lot of excitement growing for the rib cook-off, so I think it will be a great event.
Yeah, agreed. Any questions or comments, Jim?
I love Beeves ice cream and I love ribs, so no.
They go well together, right?
All that stuff's good.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
Nope, look forward to it, September 10th. Right?
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve a temporary common vic license for Brooke Costa of Pembroke for Bee's Ice Cream located at 57 Snow Road in Marshfield for September 10th, 2022 from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. for the rib cook-off at the Marshfield Fairgrounds, pending approval from the Board of Health, the Building Department, and obviously, of course, the property taxes need to be paid. And Kate, is it BJ's Ice Cream? Just so we don't have any issues? Bees. Just Bees good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, is there a second?
Second.
Awesome. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye? Great. All right, next is a discussion and vote on a request for permission to accept donation of mulch from D.H. Smith and Sons. You want to give us a rundown on that one, Michael? Is that for kind of the parking area for the kids play?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, you're correct. The area in front of the DSA site where cars are allowed to park right now, that is gonna be the designated area, for children's activity. And, last year when the kids were there, they were all covered in mud and dirt. So to keep them a little cleaner for their parents when they get back into their parent vehicles, D.H. and son, D.H. Smith, is willing to donate mulch. And the only thing is he'll donate it and then we can keep it.
That's great. We appreciate the donation, and I think Big Laundry Detergent was behind the muddy parking lot last year.
Yes.
You have any questions or comments, Jim?
I don't. Thank you. Thank you, D.H. Smith, for the donation.
Yeah, it's really nice. Any questions or comments, Lynn?
No.
Awesome. All right, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the donation of mulch from D.H. Smith for the parking area located across from Harbor Park that will be used for the kids area for Lobster Fest for September 17th, 2022. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Perfect. All right, our third action item, also in relation to Lobster Fest, is a discussion and vote on an application for a temporary common vic license for Lobster Fest on September 17th, 2022. It looks like all their paperwork is in order and just need kind of a similar approval to the first motion. Did you have anything you wanted to add, Michael?
No, you're correct. Everything's in order. Hours of operation, 11 to 4 p.m.
Perfect. Any questions or comments, Jim?
No.
Questions or comments, Lynn?
No.
Great. All right, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve a temporary common vic license for James Morley of East Freetown for Winning It, 78 Main Street in Lakeville, Mass. for September 17th, 2022 from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for Lobster Fest at the Town Pier area in Brant Rock. Pending approval from the Board of Health, the Building Department, and property taxes need to be paid. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Excellent. All right, our fourth action item is a discussion and vote on an application for a temporary wine.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
If I can interrupt you?
Sure.
There's one more common victual license attached to that package.
Oh, Bee's Ice Cream,
Bee's Ice-
both events. Yep, thanks, Michael. All right, I'll make a motion as well to approve a temporary common vic license for Brooke Costa of Pembroke for Bee's Ice Cream, located at 57 Snow Road in Marshfield for September 17th, 2022 from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for Lobster Fest as well at the Town Pier area in Brant Rock. Pending approval from the Board of Health, the Building Department, and property taxes must be paid. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, number four. Thank you, Michael. Number four is a discussion and vote on an application for a temporary wine and malt license for Stellwagen Beer Company and Decanted Wine Truck, and that's for Lobster Fest as well. The kind of similar thing on our roll here. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim?
I do not.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
No.
All right. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve a temporary one-day wine and malt license for Michael Snowdale of Situate for Stellwagen Beer Company for Lobster Fest on September 17th, 2022 from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. located at the Marshfield Town Pier Road / Joseph Drybeck Way. Pending approval from the Marshfield Police Department and the Marshfield Fire Department. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, and then also I'll make a motion to approve a temporary one-day all-alcoholic license for Julie Walderzak of Hudson, Massachusetts for Decanted Wine Truck for Lobster Fest on September 17th, 2022 from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. located at the Marshfield Town Pier Road / Joseph Drybeck Way. pending approval from the Marshfield Police Department and the Marshfield Fire Department. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, number 5 is a application for a temporary wine and malt license for a Duxbury Food and Wine Festival. Do you have any questions or comments, Jim?
I do not.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
Nope.
All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve a temporary one-day wine and malt license for Duxbury Food and Wine Festival located in Duxbury for an event on September 24th, 2022 at the Winslow House, located at 634 Careswell Street in Marshfield for hours of operation from 4 p.m. till 9 p.m., pending approval from the Marshfield Police Department and the Marshfield Fire Department. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we got a discussion and vote on an application for an annual peddler's license from Casey's Curbside Bistro. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim?
Nope.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
No.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve an annual peddler's license for Carrie Churchill of Rockland for Casey's Curbside Bistro food truck for standard hours of operation, pending approval from the Board of Health, and property taxes must be paid. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. So we're on to number 7, which is a discussion and vote on a request for a 4-way stop sign at the intersection of Grove Street, Clay Pit Road, and Stony Brook Road. And just to set the table a little bit for this one, so this got started by some residents. Joseph Wolf got about 102 signatures requesting a 4-way stop at this intersection. We did receive a letter of approval from the Marshfield Police Department, and a traffic study was authorized by the DPW, and it was recommended that that would be a good fit at that intersection. Is there any other context you would like to add, Michael?
I think you did a good job on summarizing. I think the big salient point is the traffic study by Tech.
Totally, yep. They did a great job, and I think it'll make it safer, and the residents will be happy too, so it seems like a win-win for everyone. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim?
No, just if you look at the tech study, it's amazing how many cars actually go through that intersection on a daily basis. So
Yes.
it sounds like it is very well needed.
Yeah, totally. Any questions or comments, Lynn?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it makes for good bedtime reading traffic studies.
It really did.
All right, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the request from Mr. Wolf of 25 Spyglass Landing Drive for all-way stop controls at the intersection of Grove Street, Clay Pit Road, and Stony Brook Road, based on the recommendation of the Marshfield Police Department and information provided by TEC, the Engineering Corporation's traffic study. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we're on.
Mr. Chairman, Mr.
Sure.
Chairman, if I might just add one point. You were making reference, and Mr. Kilcoy made reference to how many people actually go through that intersection.
Yep.
I worry every time I see the woman out there tending to that island. There's a beautiful island at that intersection, and the individual parks their car there and gets out and has gallons and gallons of water to water the flowers, and she's usually there early in the morning weeding that flower bed with all those cars going by.
Yeah, that's a great point, and it's a very nice looking island too. She does a great job, so I'm glad that it's a great point. She'll be safer, hopefully, doing that in the morning as well.
Absolutely.
All right, we're on to number 8. So we've got a request for permission to place an opioid overdose awareness flag on the town hall lawn from August 25th, 2022 through September 1st, 2022. And I think last year when we did this, Jim, you had a very excellent question, which was how many flags we'd be placing this year.
Yeah, we have them.
And not to put you on the spot, Michael, but if you knew, I think we have 185 more deaths than we did in 2020 this year, which is very sad.
Yep.
It's crazy.
So it's 2,290 flags.
Thank you,
that will
Michael.
go on this year.
Proof again that you're very good with numbers and memory, Michael.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions or comments, Jim?
Strikingly, this is a huge problem for the whole country. We're losing way too many people, and I was just heard on the news recently that it's the number one killer between the age group of like 21 and 40.
Yeah.
Which I can't believe that opioids would be the number one killer of young people in America. It's
Yeah.
just-
Scary.
so no, if this can bring awareness to this issue, I think it's really important.
Yeah, well said. Any questions or comments, Lynn?
No, I would just, I'm sure there are volunteers needed for the flags, so they could certainly reach out.
Yeah,
That's all.
great point.
Yep.
All right, is there anything else you would like to add, Michael?
I will, to Ms. Fiddler's point, we'll put something up on the website.
Thank
The
you.
exact time and date that they're gonna be there to set up, because that is a lot of
Yes,
flags.
it
They
is.
lay out a grid
Yes, it is, yep.
to put the flags. It's a very elaborate process, so many hands make light work.
Exactly, thank you.
Well said. And young backs help as well.
Yes.
Young knees, young knees, young knees.
Awesome. All right, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the request of Mary Price of Marshfield Fax to install 2,290 flags on the town green from August 25th through September 1st, representing the number of Massachusetts residents who have died related to opioids in 2021. This number represents an increase of 185 more deaths than occurred in 2020. Is there a second?
Excuse me, have a drink of water. Yes, second.
Yeah, no worries. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, number 9, a similar request. It's a request to illuminate Town Hall in purple on August 31st, 2022, in honor of International Opioid Awareness Day. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim?
No.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
No, but maybe Michael would explain what he does. He's got a little special light thing that you take care of for the town. That was interesting
Yes.
to me, so just share.
No, yeah, be happy to.
Yeah.
So we started doing this about 5 years ago. K-Pron Lighting or another similar vendor, we've alternated depending on who's available. And they light up each of the 4 sides of Town Hall in purple lights that shine up from the columns. And we light up Town Hall from sunset until midnight on the night of August 31st. And it is beautiful. It's very solemn. A lot of people come by and take pictures, and they also come by and think of their loved ones.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael and Lynn. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to once again support the illumination of Town Hall on August 31st from sunset to midnight in purple in honor of International Opioid Awareness Day. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, great. Number 10, we have a discussion and a vote to accept some land donations, and we're looking at about 3 different parcels. We have a parcel in Bluefish Cove, a parcel in Middlebrook Circle, and a parcel on Texas Street. So, Michael, would you mind setting the table for us on those 3 parcels?
Sure, absolutely. So the owners of these 3 small parcels of land have decided they no longer want them, they're not buildable. We have a process, so if people want to donate the land, number one, the town, there's some need for us to take them. There is in these particular parcels of land because they add to other larger pieces of land that we have in similar areas, but your taxes have to be paid, the town wants the land, and the town council needs to do a title check on the land, and the taxes have to be paid. So the taxes are paid on all of these 3 parcels, and Bob's in the process of doing the title on each of the pieces of land to make sure that they're clear title. But there's 2 parcels off of Water Street. There's one on Texas Street, which is in Kent Park, and then there's one in Middlebrook Circle in the Bass Creek area.
Great. Thank you, Michael. And anything dealing with the land is always in Bob's wheelhouse, so we know we're in good hands on that front. Do you have any questions or comments, Jim?
No, I think it's always good to have more open space.
Definitely. Any questions or comments, Lynn?
No, there's no structures on either of, or any of those parcels, correct?
That is correct, Ms. Fiddler. They're vacant land. They'll also go to, some of them have marshland, very close proximity to marshland. So they'll be very beneficial to our CRS insurance because they're areas which can absorb water. In order for them to count, we have to own the land.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, that's great, because I think we had a parcel that we acquired within the last year that really helped our CS rate and save a few points, so that's a great point, Michael. All right, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to accept 3 land donations from the following owners, pending the title search being completed and conducted by town council. We have John and Philip Aneski on parcel L as in Lima 09-01-12 in Middlebrook Circle in the Bass Creek area. We have John Alexanderson, parcel N as in November 05-06-01 in Brant Rock. Another parcel from John Alexanderson, and that's parcel N as in November 05-05-03 in Brant Rock. And then the final parcel is from Gail Savage and Mary Savage Dunham, and that's parcel J is in Juliet 11-01-47 in Kent Park. And in order to accept the land donation, taxes must be paid, and the title must be done. And of course, we, the select board, must vote to accept. Is there a second?
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. And number 11 is a discussion and vote on a select board listening tour, and kind of the dates that we're contemplating are August 24th or 25th. Do you want to give us some context on that one, Michael?
Sure, Mr. Chairman, just to follow up on an earlier discussion you and I had, listening tour is just that, when the selectmen have their meetings and stuff, there's a set agenda. It doesn't really lend itself to, what are the citizens really thinking? What issues are they concerned about? It can be anything. So the listening tour is something that's been done in the past by some other boards, not in a number of years now, but we'll pick a location, we'll post a meeting, and the citizens will show up, similar to a town meeting format. Somebody will recognize, I'll probably recognize individuals that are there, they want to speak, they raise their hand, they give everyone their name and their address, and then they have a question. It's really, they'll come and say, in some of the past ones that I've attended, people have come up and they ask, questions like, for a town made up of marshland, how come we don't have restaurants on the marsh or the ocean? Or how can we get more restaurants, more open space in the water areas? People come up and talk about, too bad we couldn't have duck boats or paddle boats in the downtown Snow Road area, because some people know there's actually water under Snow Road for when they used to have a game preserve in that area back in the 40s and 50s. Sometimes people come and want to make statements about national issues, but it's really just to give the residents an opportunity to come forward and talk about things that are on their mind. I'm sure that we'll hear a lot about safety issues. We'll hear a lot about the environment. You never know what's on people's mind, but this gives the board an opportunity to hear what some of the concerns are of their residents.
Great, thanks, Michael. And would it be fair to say that kind of the goal and structure of the meeting is that we would ask residents to limit themselves to about 2 minutes maximum so we can get to everyone? Because I'm sure there'll be a lot of folks there with questions and feedback. And, for folks who have a genuine and sincere question, we'll try to answer it on the spot. But if we don't have the answer, we'll certainly get back to them. And we're not looking to get into a debate or argument with anyone. We're looking to kind of be receptive and to improve town government and things of that nature.
Mr. Chairman, you're correct. One thing I might say is that the idea is to listen. We don't want to respond or engage, so it's more listening.
Yep.
We'll have people there that will be taking notes. And then at future meetings, if there's something that needs a discussion and a vote of the board, then that would find itself on the agenda and there would be a board discussion. This is merely to get what are the hot issues that are out there? What are people concerned about? And then, we take that information and then we appropriately respond back to them over the course of a couple of months.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Michael. And I'll apologize in advance to Kate and Bevan and yourself for creating more work for you, but hopefully we can be responsive to our residents and appreciate you guys going the extra mile for us. Do you have any questions or comments, Jim?
I think it's a great idea. Thank
Awesome. Thanks, Jim. Any questions or comments, Lynn?
Nope, look forward to it.
Awesome. I think just one thing we have to decide is, do you guys think August 24th or 25th will work better for you? I believe the 24th is a Wednesday and the 25th would be a Thursday.
I may have to Zoom.
Okay, yep.
I think I'm fine either day.
Awesome, okay.
Okay.
I was just looking at the calendar.
Great. So do you want to do maybe Wednesday at our normal time around 6:30 perhaps?
Works for me.
Awesome. Does that work for you, Lynn?
Yes.
The 24th it is?
Yep. Does that work for you, Michael and Kate?
Yes, it does.
24.
Awesome. Okay. So I'll go ahead and make a motion for the select board to conduct a listening tour on August 24th, which is a Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. at a location to be determined. Is there a second?
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That
Yeah.
was PM, not AM, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Just checking.
Man.
Can you imagine?
I know Michael's up.
I am Hobbit.
I know Michael's up already for 2 hours, but at that time.
That's great. All right, we'll go on to number 12. It is a discussion vote on an employee recognition event on October 13th, 2022. You know, they've certainly been put through the ringer the last couple of years, so it's certainly they're deserving of that. Did you have some kind of details you'd like to add, Michael?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thought it was important. I know how much the boards appreciated everyone's hard work over the last couple of years with all of the challenges of COVID and making sure that we kept government open and that we were responsive to our citizens. And now this is an opportunity to say thank you to our workers. Something like this was done about 15 years ago. And what we'll do is we're gonna have a cookout. It's gonna be at the Daniel Webster Estate. It will run from 11 to 2. That's so that, you know, we're not shutting down town hall or any of our departments. We wanna make sure that the police and fire and town hall and everyone has an opportunity to come over at different times. They'll be able to have a burger or a hot dog, and they will get a certificate of appreciation based on the years of service that they've given to the town of Marshfield. And the selectmen will be there, and it's a fun event.
Great, thanks, Michael. Do you have any questions or comments, Jim?
No, I think it's a great idea.
Awesome. Any questions or comments, Lynn?
No, appreciate it.
All right, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the employee recognition event for October 13th at the Danny Webster House for the hours of 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, great. So number 13 is a discussion and vote on a remote work and telecommuting policy. So Michael, I know that you worked closely with our labor council to kind of draft a policy that would enable occasional or routine remote work, and you guys crafted it in such a way where we're not getting kind of bogged down in individual circumstances, which could open up some legal liability. It's something you guys kind of carefully crafted as something we could offer to be more flexible to our employees and hopefully boost morale. And there's no cost to it as well, which is great, and it'd be more of an impact bargaining route that we would take. I know that eligible employees would need to be in 6 months of good standing. They get a trial period for 1 week to see if they maintain their productivity while working remotely. And if someone's performance is not satisfactory, they would be giving 1 week's notice that their remote work would be rescinded. Jim, for informational purposes, you shared a very thoughtful article that went through the pros and cons of
Yeah, it was pretty
remote work.
interesting.
It was a good read.
Yeah.
I know some of the pros are, right, if we have, a storm outage, we close town hall, our employees, if they're up and running with their power situation, they could continue to work and be productive on those kinds of days. 77% of workers are more productive from home, which is very interesting and enlightening. And what I thought was nice, too, was it kind of creates an impetus and encourages more digital applications for our residents. Because if our employees are remote part of the time, it makes sense to be able to get some digital applications to them. And I know that Kate and Bev would love if I could sign more things digitally, because I forget to come by a lot to sign physical paperwork. That would be a good benefit, too. And then some of the cons, of course, right? We probably are less productive in remote meetings than in person. You can miss some of the culture and camaraderie of being in the office together. And then we got to make sure that folks have the infrastructure to, be able to work from home. And, a hybrid combination is great because you get to combine the best of both worlds. And that's a great thing. And, can also encourage more paperless software as well. So I'll go to you, Michael, if you wanted to add some more context, and then the floor is yours, Jim.
Great, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate you did a fantastic job of talking about some of the reasons. Just to dive in, you're correct, employees would be using this remote work and telecommuting policy in the event of emergency, such as inclement weather, another pandemic, hope we don't have one, building closures, or any other extenuating circumstances, both caused by government or for personal reasons. It's short term, it's not long term. We're not looking at getting rid of town buildings. We provide a service to the public, so we need to be there and in a public setting. But there are people in government, in our government, that would be able to take advantage of this. Obviously, not every employee would. Certainly, we need the firefighters out there putting out the fires, rescuing people from car accidents, transporting the paramedics and EMTs, transporting people to the hospital, so they can't really do that from working from home. Same thing with the police department. But there are clerical positions and administrative positions at the police and at the fire that would be able to take advantage of this policy, as well as other parts of government. The interesting thing is the same rules that apply in our office settings also apply when a person's working from home. So just like we don't allow alcohol and drugs at town hall, the police, the fire department, the rec department, the library, or the senior center, if you're working at home remotely and telecommuting, you cannot be drinking or taking drugs or doing anything that's not allowed in the workplace. When you're home, you're allowed to take a lunch break. You're allowed to have your morning 15-minute break, your afternoon 15-minute break, and you follow the hours of work. When you're working from home, you usually will have an assignment that your department head will give you. In order to take advantage of this program, the employee would need to go to their department head and request it for a particular, it could be a week, a couple of days. It could be, during the school period. A lot of parents who, we need to make concessions to get their kids on the bus. While they're home, they could be doing some work if this policy existed. But it would have to be approved by the department head, then approved by the town administrator, and then the person could do that. As for the equipment, we use CARES Act money to buy additional laptops, photocopying machines, other things that people need to work from home. Our IT people have invested a lot of time and effort on our firewall protection to have a very strong VPN so that people can take advantage of that and work from home, work on their laptop. So I think to your point, Mr. Chairman, I think it will be a morale booster for people, and I think it will make their lives a little easier when there are difficult situations. And if we find ourselves in another pandemic, we will have the mechanism in place to have continuity and streamline of government.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, I think in light of the pandemic, a lot of employers find themselves having to tackle the adoption of a remote work policy. And for anyone who thinks they can cheat the system, we've all caught on to the fake tea bag in the mug trick. And I say that with TM. So Jim is my witness. There's a tea bag in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lynn, back me up.
No comment.
You have any questions or comments you'd like to add, Jim?
I would if I could. So I've read this quite a few times. I think it's important for us, if we want to stay competitive in the work environment we're in, to be able to offer these types of programs. I worked my entire career as a remote employee. Not only I had a home office, but I was on the road probably 70% of the work week as well. It can be done. There are advantages and disadvantages. I think the people that will try it will find that out. Yep. It can be a little isolating, and I guarantee you will be basically working more than you did when you were in an office.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps calling you. I did have a chance to speak to the town administrator. I did have a chance to speak to the town labor council. I did have a chance to speak to IT. And this is really codifying kind of the policy that we adopted, from what I can read, during the COVID period. I think most would probably do hybrid. I think it's a great start, and I think it's something we need to do. So other than that little speech that I have, I will say that anyone wants to do this, I would highly recommend not the dining room table, finding a space.
Yeah, good point, yeah.
And other than that, I think it's a good policy to move forward with.
Awesome. Thanks, Jim. And yeah, I'm certainly a victim of habituation myself, so I like the hybrid approach and mixing it up some days in the office, some days not, just to stay productive and to mix things up.
Yeah.
We can't be dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be a dinosaur, right?
Yeah, and
Right, Lynn?
especially to your point, if you have kids, do not put your computer on the kitchen table. Did you have anything you'd like to add, Lynn?
There are a few points I just wanted to just touch upon. So, Michael, while we're approving this policy, and it also includes the agreement that the town's employees will participate in to opt into this, is there another point in time where the select board or labor council or human resource, I know these types of things are kind of like a living, breathing type of policy. So is there another check in another year, or how is that something that the town needs to consider
Sure,
while
I
we're
mean-
adopting this?
Right. It's, so we have to begin the process by the board adopting. If the board votes tonight to adopt, then we have the impact bargaining. This is outside, this benefit is outside the collective bargaining agreement.
Right.
But we impact bargain because it will affect union members. And then, like all policies, I think we should review it once a year to see how it's going. When people sign up to do this, it's not a permanent. It's really short-term remote working. For when something comes up. So let me just pick something.
Kids on the bus.
They're taking care of a sick parent, and they might have some other siblings, and they need to be home on 2 days a week. So they go to their department head and explain the situation, and they would like to take advantage of working from home. They have a job that would allow them to do that. Then the department head sort of scopes out what the assignments will be, and then they have to check in. There may be requirements by the department head to do a video conferencing meeting once a week to see how they're progressing with their assignment. They may have to call in. The department head may send them, every week an assignment. They send it back, but there'll be some checks and balances. And then I think once we get through, the first year, Danielle and I will probably come before the board and give an update on sort of like an annual report. How many people signed up, how many participated, was it a success? Does it appear to be successful? Have there been any problems? Have people tried to beat the system? All that information we'll share with the board.
Thank you for that. That's pretty much the major concern I had with this. I know you spent a lot of time, and if Labor Council's looked at it, I'm ready to vote on it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's nice too. If you got to get your kids on the bus in the morning, instead of stressing about possibly getting to work late, you can work remotely during that time and keep up and maybe stay ahead of your work. Or if your kids have a snow day, they can work from home and not have to worry about finding a sitter and things of that nature. So, yeah, I think it's great to review it annually too, and it's very thoughtful questions from everyone too.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, does anyone have any final thoughts before we go ahead and?
Technology has improved.
Yeah, absolutely. Thankfully.
So we need to take advantage of it, that's all.
Yeah, very cool. All right, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the remote work and telecommuting policy. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, and our number 14 is we have Brian Sullivan, who has applied to join the ZBA in Marshfield. And since he would be the newest appointee, he would be in an alternate slot, which is a great way to get folks experience and to see things work. And then we have an experienced member to fill the void if a full-time member moves on to greener pastures. And I believe this individual has experience on the Situate zoning board, so he's got some great experience as well. So with that, I will turn to you, Jim. Do you have any questions or comments?
No, looks like a good candidate.
Awesome. Yeah, it's always nice, when you don't have vacancies, you got alternate slots filled too, so it's a good situation.
Did you know that we have almost 20
There we go.
slots open?
I've never heard
If
that.
anyone would like to volunteer for this town, there are tons of different types of disciplines open that you could volunteer and help your community.
Perfect. Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
If you don't repeat it often enough, people forget.
Correct.
Yes.
It's always a gentle reminder.
Never a missed opportunity. Any questions? Unless it's in your wheelhouse, Lynn. So do you
Yeah,
have
a
any
little
questions?
bit,
Yeah.
a little bit. No, I welcome Mr. Sullivan to help the town of Marshfield and the ZBA, and look forward to hearing what he has to say and participating with the ZBA. And good luck.
Awesome. Thanks, Lynn. Oh, yeah, a great thing with the alternates, too, is someone has to step aside for a conflict of interest. You got someone, so you can
Correct.
meet your quorum and
Correct.
things of that nature, so.
So that board is now full.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's a good situation to be in.
Yep.
All right, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to appoint Brian Sullivan to the ZBA as an alternate member. Is there a second?
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and action item number 15 is a discussion and vote on a temporary entertainment license for Bold Broadcasting LLC. And it looks like this is for an event called Hollowed Harvest at the Marshfield Fairgrounds. Did you want to add some more context, Michael?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The name Bold Broadcasting LLC might sound familiar to some of the board members. For the last couple of years, they were doing the Christmas lighting at the fairgrounds. Now this year, they're doing a hollowed harvest, and they're expecting about 15,000 people will attend their light show. There'll be quiet light music in the background. This will be set in the backside of the fairgrounds. It's going to run from September 23rd to October 30th, and the hours of operation will be Sunday through Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday 6 to 10 p.m. And it's something you would bring your family to, and it will be very similar to when they did the Christmas show, how they did the Christmas show. You'll be able to buy tickets ahead of time, and you'll be able to drive through and see the event.
Great. Thank you, Michael. Do you have any questions or comments, Jim?
I think these things are great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something we can offer for not only Marshfield, but for the South Shore area. I remember as a child going to Edaville Railroad with phenomenal fond memories, so I think these are kind of things that children will have for their memories for the rest of their life, so I think it's really great to be able to offer it.
Yeah, and to have it associated with Marshfield, too, as a child's memory is really nice.
Correct.
Yeah, great point.
Maybe I'll come back and buy a house here later on.
Yeah, exactly. And be part of our productive tax base.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's nice to have year-round events at the fairgrounds, too.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
awesome. Do you have any questions or comments, Lynn?
Is this the same hours of operation as was in the Christmas by Bold Broadcasting? Do you know? Was it 7 days a week as well?
It was 7 days a week. I don't know. I think it may have gone. Yeah, I think I would say that it looks like, if I had to speculate without looking, I would say yes.
Okay,
It's these very similar hours.
okay. So it's September 23rd to October 30th.
Correct.
Okay.
Day before Halloween.
Yep, thank you.
Awesome. All right, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve a temporary entertainment license for Bold Broadcasting LLC of Hauppauge, New York.
It works.
Thanks. For their... No, thanks. We'll cut that out, right? For their hollowed harvest to take place at the Marshfield Fairgrounds from September 23rd, 2022 through October 30th, 2022, with the following hours of operation: Sunday through Thursday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And the event will be a light show with low-level music, pending the fee being paid, with approval from the Marshfield Police Department, the Board of Health, the Building Department, and the Marshfield Fire Department. And as long as Kate nails the spelling in the minutes, I think we'll be okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, great. And then our last action item is approval of the meeting minutes from July 19th, 2022 and July 25th, 2022. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim?
No, I do not.
Any questions or comments,
No,
Lynn?
thank you.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for July 19th, 2022, as well as July 25th, 2022. Is there a second?
Excuse me, second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye? All right, and I will
Aye.
3-0. And I'll make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody.